Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crate Expectations. I'm here with my co-host, sarcasm-proof Sarah, today. Sarah, how are you today?
Apparently, I'm missing all of the sarcasm today.
It's just this weird thing because I don't realize I'm being sarcastic when I am, which I know people are like, really, like that's all you ever are. That's what they tell me, but when you like respond totally different than you're like supposed to, like than my intent is, I'm like, oh, I was just sarcastic and she didn't get it. It's like this self-awareness thing for me. It's very strange.
Yeah, it was very strange. It's just strange all around. It's fine.
It's okay. Today you could be Sheldon Cooper.
Awesome. Awesome. How are you?
I'm all right. My sarcasm is not working as well as I was hoping for, so there's that. But otherwise, there's stuff we're probably going to talk about in game today. How's
Hmm.
I don't know where I was going with that. How's your game going? Like, how's
How,
the
how's my
Galaxy of
game?
Heroes? What are we talking about today, Sarah?
So they
Please help
rolled
me.
out that title update that we had data mined last week. Not we personally, but Sig had data mined. So
And you
by
took credit for.
I know, my bad. So uh, for those who don't know the way the title updates work, because I feel like I've had to explain this like three different times today. Um, the title update gets pushed to the App Store. It can take up to 24 hours to show up, which is why when the title update happens, there isn't anything actually live in game until CG pushes another content update the next day. So title update comes out today, which is for us Tuesday night when we're recording. And then sometime on Wednesday, we'll get a content update. You can't get the content update until you are forced to update your game to the new client because that's put all of the new game infrastructure in. And then the content update is what introduces the new stuff. So right now in my game, I've updated it already and I can see they're introducing the mod calibration tools. So I can see it. I just can't actually do anything with it because you can't get the new currencies yet. So that'll be sometime tomorrow with the content update.
Remember when you were shocked when I said I hope we get a new kind of energy?
Yeah. When I missed your sarcasm, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just remembering that.
Okay.
Pepperidge Farms remembers it, and so do you. Good, 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 good. Um, yeah, the new currency though. Uh, well, yeah, I'm excited to get. Is it currency or is it a material, or
I
is it
think
both?
I think they called it a currency, if I'm remembering. I might be remembering wrong.
I mean, it has the
Um,
same kind of effect, I guess.
Whatever it is, currency material, you're only using it for recalibrating. It doesn't get used for slicing, it doesn't get used for upgrading. It's only for calibrating your mod.
I hope they come up with a new like definition for that too. Like it's not gear, it's not currency. It's like
Material.
it's like something totally different than they already have, and I hope they spend a lot of time developing that. That'll be good.
Omni Zetacrons.
Yeah, Datacrons, datacron disks.
Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. It looks like a lot of the update is the mod calibration. Like they didn't really say anything else.
Yeah, so there are other updates that are exciting. We talked about them last week
Mhm.
about the territory battle changes, and maybe there's
Mhm.
hopes for a raid. I don't know. Jabba looks kind of exciting. There's some cool stuff that's coming out. However, the mod stuff. I feel like everyone I've talked to has been like, "Oh yeah, that's cool, man. I like the new mod stuff."
Mhm. It's gonna be
You've
interesting.
you've seemed less enthusiastic than most, however, which is fine. Kind of. No, it is fine. I'm curious what your take on it is though, because I don't know that I tend to assume when every like all the other people are like, yeah, mods, yay, but I tend to run in circles that everyone loves GAC and wants mod things. Like they like that stuff.
Right.
You have expressed, you know,
Strong
less.
opinions.
You've expressed less enthusiasm about anything related to mods, and I would be curious to hear what are you excited about mods,
Um,
these mod updates.
I mean, I like this update because I have a ton of mods that are 6A where I was chasing that fifth speed roll and it never hit. So I would love to be able to actually get that speed roll now.
Oh, could we go in the game and actually just look at what the roles look like what
Sure.
the mod table looks like?
Let's do it. I'll pick
Whoa.
somebody that has 6.mods. So the initial, it kind of looks the same right now, except they've gotten rid of this slice button and added enhance instead. So enhance is where you can slice, and then you would be able to recalibrate in this screen as well, sell, upgrade, do whatever you're doing to the mod. But they've got this whole interface now that shows you, so they clearly remember, like they have the data of what your mod rolled each time you sliced it or upgraded it, and then you're able to go from there.
Such an interesting thing, actually. Like they record so many things. Like look at your awful flat health
I
roll,
know.
your second one. Like it's nothing compared to that first one. And flat
Mm-hmm.
health isn't that good anyways, but like they just have all of that data just kicking around out there for some reason. Like they can't give a maybe that's why they can't give us a bigger mod inventory. It's like straining their systems because they have to remember every single thing about every single mod.
I mean, maybe now we will get a better mod inventory. I don't know. I doubt it.
Feel like they were just saying that they don't want to do it because we'll just fill it up again.
Yeah, they don't want to do it. Although someone did point out to Meathead that we do need to get more mod loadout inventory in the game. So for people who don't use like hot utils and stuff,
Sure.
because I believe it caps at 200,
200. Yep, I've hit
right?
that cap a few times. Yep.
Yeah, and there's more than 200 characters in game. So if you're building a loadout for each character, um,
Oh, I like that. That's a good point.
you can't.
Okay, so as far as you understand it, Sarah, all
Hmm.
right, so looking at the percent health, it looks like they're doing it in order that it was rolled. Like there's no like
Right.
they're not just showing like best to worst in a descending order or whatever or ascending what so that percent health, let's say you're like, all right, I really want to turn that into flat health for some like ridiculous reason.
Right.
Do you know, or do you speculate, and holy balls, you have a lot of those red gray materials, I just
Yeah.
noticed.
I was gonna say,
Wow.
do you want me to slice this and see if it just sticks it to the bottom?
No, I mean I think that it like the distribution is kind of weird. Like, yeah, let's not ruin. If unless you really want to slice this mod, um, I mean could be cool to look at, I guess. What I'm curious though is when we start doing the reallocation or whatever it's
Hmm.
called, the new upgrade thing. Will they take the smallest value and try to shunt it over, or will they just take a random slice of percent health?
That's what I'm curious about. Like, would you? So you would obviously pick the stat, but can you pick which? Like, if I wanted to, could I pick this middle flat health one and be like, this is the slice I want to get rid of?
Right, like you'd think that they would just do that automatically, but I don't know that they will.
But then I'm also like, I don't know, conspiracy theory. If I pick a slice that has a low slice quality, because they're giving this slice quality for your stats now, does that mean I'll get a low slice quality when I recalibrate?
My guess is that when you recalibrate, it's just another roll, and
Right.
it won't go onto that stat that you just took it off of.
You're just taking it away.
That's my guess. I don't.
Yeah.
I Otherwise, like, what's the point, really? Like, you're like, well, that was a garbage roll. Let's just like spread it out and give another garbage roll to another garbage thing. Like,
Hmm.
I think that they said that there's going to be a limited number of retries. Otherwise, people would be shunting their like plus five. Like, I guarantee there would be Krakens who take their plus fives and shunt it to some other stat and then try
Hmm.
for a plus six reroll.
Yeah,
And they just
absolutely.
and they'd just be sculpting their plus 60 mods or plus 30 mods over and over again.
Hmm.
Like the plus 30 mod is like something I haven't been able to get even a plus 29 yet.
Right.
And I have pretty good mods, but I can't get that because it's so crazy rare. That's going to be a lot more common now, actually. Like there's going to be
Hmm.
a few of them, quite a few of them, I think.
Yeah, because people are just going to start recalibrating and you're going to eventually get that slice. So,
Well, I have a few of them that could have gotten it. I
mhm.
was at 24 plus 24, and then I just rolled something else that wasn't speed.
Right. Yeah.
So, are you? The problem with this all is, of course, you'll have to spend more time with mods, and that seems like something you're not a huge fan of.
I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'll do it. It's fine. I would rather
Okay.
I would rather recalibrate my mods than play with datacrons.
Yes, I know.
I like mods more than I like datacrons. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, you're like, if I had to choose between datacrons and mods,
Hmm.
yeah, you're like, yeah,
If I had
yeah.
to
I know you don't like.
choose,
I know you don't like datacrons,
yeah,
and you don't like mods. You just don't like stat things. I think.
I don't think it has to do with not liking stat things, but whatever.
Oh, I mean, I guess you like. Well, whatever. I don't mean to like psychoanalyze you or whatever. I mean, I think maybe I would just try to, but, um, I guess my thought is maybe it's like you appreciate mechanics better than the actual like numbers of it. Because in Conquest
Hmm.
you do really well in Conquest, and I'm like, well, Conquest is actually like the data disks are very similar to Datacrons in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
And I know there's significant differences, and I'm not calling you out for like, well, if you like one, you have to like the other. That's foolish. However, there are pretty key similarities between the two, and you like data disks, right? I'm assuming because you love Conquest.
Sure, but there are key differences.
Right, but data
I
disks
don't,
don't
I
really
don't,
give.
I don't have to have a full Relic 3 squad to use a data disk.
Right. No, there's key differences, absolutely. So do you think it's Datacrons they didn't require Relic 3, you'd like them?
No, I think datacrons are broken and I think they were rushed. I think
Okay.
CG panicked and put them in the game.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, you could use this segment to just have Sarah vent her spleen about Datacrons if you wanted to. I mean, I've heard these arguments like 80 times, so I will be a little bored, but if you need to just get that out to the
No,
world, you should feel free.
no, we're good. I'll probably we're gonna talk about it on my podcast tomorrow. So,
Oh, good.
mhm.
Yeah. I mean, there's a Datacrons are I really enjoy a lot of aspects of them, and there are some ridiculous like, all right, CG. I kind of like the idea, but you're just really, really not doing that well here. Like they could just do better. The Datacrons could be really interesting, and they are still interesting to me, but they could be better. They could be way more interesting
Mhm.
if they were implemented better. Okay, so we're getting this cool mod thing, or cool for me. Are you excited to be able to farm these pieces?
I want to know where they're farmable. I'm assuming they're going to be somewhere in like mod challenges or
Yeah,
uh,
that's what they said, I think.
did they say where they were putting them? I know that they said that they were adding um, mod materials.
Yeah, here I'll pull up the forum thing. People watching here won't be able to tell, but I think they actually said it in the title update, title rollout. Yeah, let's see. So 6E to 6A mod slicing materials are in
Hmm.
the last stage of mod battles.
That's what. Okay. Yeah, that's what they were moving, but that's not the calibration stuff.
Right, calibration stuff will presumably be behind some kind of event or paywall or something like that.
You don't think it'll be on the battles,
What do you mean? The,
like when we're doing the mod battles to farm slicing materials, let's say.
the mod calibration?
Yeah.
Oh, I doubt they'll be farmable. I mean, like the six dot material stuff haven't been farmable at all, except through events.
Hmm. Fair.
Like the I feel like that's how they roll out a lot of these progression systems is like they make one thing available
Hmm.
and farmable, and then the next upgrade is like, oh, now, like, for a long time we couldn't even buy the 6E or the 6 dot mod upgrade materials. We just had to get them through events.
Right.
And then eventually they started coming out through packs.
Okay. So they'll probably put it in some kind of reward crate.
Is my guess. Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll find out tomorrow whenever they post.
Don't sound so interested. But
It's modding.
so I know. So we're gonna find something different to talk about. Um, yeah. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how annoyed are you when someone calls it splicing instead of slicing? By the way,
I've never heard someone call it splicing. Did you just make that up?
okay, people in the comments, let me know if you've ever heard of this because I see it all the time still.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, people type splicing all the time. I'm still just like, that's not the right word, but okay. I mean, I would think that as a Canadian, you'd be good with an extra letter in there, but
I've literally never seen this happen, so I'm curious.
well, I won't venture to say that you're just being unobservant or anything. Um, so how do you think this is? I don't know. I keep wanting to ask about mod things. I'll
You
talk
can
about them with
ask.
someone else. Okay, last thing I guess is Hot Utils right now does all the
Hmm.
cool mod slicing and stuff. Like how and you deal with Hot Utils a lot as well, right? Like
Yeah.
you um do you think that these updates are going to mess with that? Like the filter options seem pretty cool. Like like they have batch update upgrades and
Hmm.
stuff. Like to me, that's almost all I use Hot Utils for. I mean, I use it for a couple other things, but mods wise, that's about all I use it for, anyways.
I don't think it will mess with it. I think it's just going to be your own preference if you would rather do it on hot utils or in game. I mean, I'm not going to get rid of hot utils. There's no replacement for me being able to destroy my mods during a game mode across my roster and then clicking one button and have everything go back to where it was.
Yeah, you're right. That is pretty handy.
Yeah.
I used to use it for my alt until this last territory battle for Cam, and then
Then you had a little bit of a whoopsie.
I had an accident. Yeah. So what happened was so I was like, we're in phase 3, and
Hmm.
that's the one that my alt struggles on, all the time. And I guess I'm telling you this story, but really it's for other people. It's like how you have told me about how much you hate datacrons, but I still listen.
Right.
For other people to be able to understand for their edification. However, what happened was I was like, okay, we're saving the Shakti squad. Like we got to save the Shakti squad. So it was doing all the missions, and I had a really good wave count and everything. And so I was like, I don't know, like the light side mission. I'm not sure where what team I could make with this. Like I don't have a good team for it. I don't have Rey. And I need Jedi Master Kenobi for the Galactic Republic Jedi, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I have enough a Galactic Republic Jedi now. I don't need to use General Skywalker here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just use him with 501st on the light node. And I was like, yeah, and I'm even saving Shock T for the Kiadi-Mundi mission.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Yeah. You could have done Shaq Bad Batch if you upgraded your Bad Batch some more.
Yeah, if I spent like $1,000 to get my Bad Batch to
Yeah.
to high enough gear levels to even attempt the fight.
I would not recommend.
Right. I mean, I've heard your horror stories of it.
Well, we did have somebody use Bad Batch. He ended up using his shock. So he did the opposite of you, basically. So he used Bad Batch with Arc Trooper as his fifth, and he ended up winning. So I would have loved to have watched that one personally.
Yeah. I won the one on my main this time without switching mods, so that was good. I think I even had 3 people still alive, so that was really good.
Just bludgeoning through.
I'm gonna have to stop using that word in front of you.
Yep.
You're using it against me now. I'm just gonna have to apply the bludgeon to that word.
Yeah.
But
so
the good news is I ended up with a 71 wave count, which I think was good for third best in the guild. So
yeah, so you can keep that as your personal best, and then we'll move on to the new territory battle whenever that comes out in the next probably like 4 to 5 months.
all right. So what's your personal best in territory battles? What's your best wave count?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I haven't hit 71.
Very well.
I'd have to check. And I don't really feel like pulling up my notes right now.
This is I'm trying really hard not to gloat face.
Yeah. Well, this leads into like other things, because what's happened, especially recently, we've replaced a couple of members because people are quitting and like whatever. I've been platooning. So like this last phase that we had, I ended up platooning CLS. I platooned Jedi Knight Revan. I platooned my Yoda. So like a lot of my teams are just getting picked over. So I need to come up with another light side team that I can just have as a safety net.
May I put forward General Skywalker and 505?
You may. I will not use them. I know what I want to do. I just need I need to get some. I need to do an Omicron.
You're putting the. Oh, that's why you want to do the Omicron. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're applying the bludgeon to my idea, by the way.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, so I guess we'll talk about the Omicron in your segment in a little bit, right?
Yeah, it kind of ties into one of the viewer questions, so I figured we could go over it then when we're also doing the pack review and all that fun stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're doing all that stuff, by the way, today, guys. When I asked Sarah what we were doing today, she totally got derailed on something about datacrons or something.
Datacrons just caused me to see red.
It's too bad. I thought you liked red.
Not that much.
No? Like, if it was a different color crate, you'd be okay with that?
Probably not. Not if it had datacrons in it.
Okay. All right. I mean, one of my favorite comments on YouTube recently was someone said, like, I pinned it, and someone was like, because I had made like an anger video of just like, what the hell, CG, you're being so disingenuous, this is so ridiculous, what are you doing, like, stop. And so, like, you're giving us less material so that, like, it feels bad. And someone was like, personally, I wouldn't mind if they just reduced the total number of materials we got for datacrons to 0.
Just
I was like, Yeah, let's just pull that trigger.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so we only have a couple minutes left on this side, but I will
Oh
say
man.
about datacrons. And maybe I've even said it on this show before. I don't know for sure on the podcast. But here's the thing about datacrons. I tend to like more complexity. That's what I seek in a game like this. Like I enjoy more complexity. Like I wouldn't mind another system like datacrons, probably in theory. I'm not suggesting that I want one. But really the opposite. Though it kind of sounds opposite of the opposite. So here's the thing. I like that complexity. I
Mhm.
really enjoy. That's why I like mods. I like the datacrons. I like juggling all the things. I'm not saying that I'm particularly good at it. I do fine, but I think I just have the type of brain that embraces that. Whether I'm good at it or not, I enjoy it.
Mhm.
And I think that there are a lot of personality types that do enjoy that extra complexity. And I think that there are way more personality types that don't. They don't like it. They prefer not to have that. And I get the sense that like mods already kind of overwhelm you sometimes because it's just a lot of minutia for just playing a game. Like you want to play the game, not play with the numbers, and yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah, and so datacrons are more of the same, really. And whereas I enjoy that complexity
Mhm.
and I can embrace it, I would still push the delete button if I could.
Right.
Because I think that it's hugely divisive with play. Like I think that mods are like just the right balance. It's like if you want to get crazy, like really dive into mods.
Yeah.
So whereas I like the datacrons just as a natural extension of my personality type, I don't
Mhm.
think that it's necessarily a healthy thing for the game itself.
I don't have a problem with adding complexity because, like you said, you can dive into that if that's your personality type. You can touch on it a little bit, like how I do, or whatever. My problem is when you roll something out and you don't know what you're doing with it. You don't have an economy set up for it. You change the economy constantly. You don't test them and you create endless loops. We're in a territory war right now where we literally, as of an hour ago, it had been on for almost 11 hours. It looked like neither of us was going to break a front wall because of datacrons. That is pathetic. Like, that doesn't make a fun game when you can't even break through a front wall. Are you kidding me? No, that's just lazy.
Very well.
That's all.
Let's go look at the let's go look at the trigger thing. And don't worry, it won't be a picture of datacrons. Let's go look at the trigger photos. So every time I show all the past ones, just in case people haven't been triggered by them yet. So we're up to 9. Pretty soon we're gonna have to just get like a. I'll just have to get like a slideshow that just shuffles through them passively as we're talking. So people just get passively triggered. It'll be great. But so guys, send us your trigger photos. Go to the Discord server in the video description. Incidentally, that's where Sarah's page is going to be when we go to her channel to do the other half of Great Expectations. But
Mhm.
yeah, so go to the Discord server and go to our channel there. Go to Gambit. Go to the Gambit podcast, or is it just Gambit server, Discord server? Anyways, uh, find the Great Expectations Discord channel and post your things that trigger you or that you send to people to trigger them. So I like our inaugural one. Our very first one was perfect because Sarah loves BB-8 so much.
Mhm.
And this one is a fully unlocked 7-star BB-8 at Gear 1 Level 1. Wonderful.
So,
Jedi Knight Guardian at Relic 9. Elf Jedi. She belongs. You'd think maybe she's just like fun friends with like Elendil or something.
maybe.
Or Elrond. Okay, so the bonus mechanics for Luke Skywalker, the one that you and I neither of us got. 2-star Anakin's ship, pilotless, crewless ships that haven't even been unlocked, and then the GLs that have been unlocked but never geared.
Ugh.
And the Sith Empire team with Malgus, but doesn't have Darth Revan or Darth Malak unlocked. Finally, oh no, not this. The penultimate one is one shard away from unlocking Malgus.
That one hurt.
Horrifying, man. And then the today's is 140 Omicron materials.
Man, I have 10.
What would you, beyond the thing we're going to talk about on your channel, what would you use? What would be the next one that you use one on?
I'd probably give Dash his.
Oh, you rolled the dash one and you haven't applied it yet.
No, I don't have his Omicron. Well, I haven't
Oh.
gotten to a level 9 datacron yet for, economy reasons that I won't get into.
You got a level 9 datacron.
Not on Dash, sorry. I have one, but I don't have Dashes.
Oh, okay. For some reason I was okay.
I have TIE Fighter Pilot because he's the most common
Right.
to roll, apparently.
Yeah, but you got the rare one, so for him.
Like,
But I haven't been able to roll yet, and I have like 7 level 9s. So, anyways, yeah. So you do it to dash. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, I think that's where I would go next.
Very good. All right, we're out of time. In fact, we went over time today. So go over to Sarah's channel, folks, and we'll talk about things and stuff, and it'll be great times. We'll. I'm sure I'll be able to find more Sarah rage about datacrons somewhere, somehow.
No, we'll behave.
We'll see.